You got 5 seconds to subscribe and like the video, or face Jarvis will no-scope you while you sleep. What is up, boys? Arky here, back again with a brand new video. So for this video, we've got a PC that will cost us $600. Yeah, that's right, 600 for 240 FPS experience in any single game. So even the Warzone, which is really hard to handle. Boys, this is legit a beast PC, so let's peep it out. First of all, I will show you the case, because come on guys, the tower case right here, it's a beauty. It will hold everything together, and boys, this is the one I chose for this video. It's $85, so yeah, really good quality. If you didn't notice, it also has glass here on the side and also the very front. So yep, 2 glass panels all around the case. It's a beast. And look at this, it's so sleek looking, so this will hold everything together. That's what we want. This is the good case. If you guys want any other case, do make sure that it will support mid-tower motherboards, because there are micro towers and they will not hold our motherboard. So yeah, that's really important. You get a mid or even high tower. So yeah, just looking at the title, it does say USB 3.0 voice remote control. I have no clue what that means. Probably this remote here probably switches the lights, so that's pretty dope. Yeah, overall a great buy, and let's peep the next item. Just throwing out the really boring components first, we've got the power supply, and it will be a 500 watt 80 plus bronze certified PCU. So that is actually a really good brand CPU. That means it's not like one of them Chinese fakes from AliExpress or eBay or whatever. And yes, it does have all these connectors that we need. So yep, as you can see here, if you are going to buy your own maybe PCU or your own motherboard, GPU, whatever, make sure that you check out the sockets or pins, because as you can see, the pins really do matter a lot, because they might be wrong, you might not have enough, and you just need all of them. One more thing about the PCUs that I want to emphasize that's really important is you guys won't ever have to upgrade the PCU, like ever. This 500 watts will be enough for a very long time. So I don't know why we've been able to buy like 750 watt PCUs since like 10 years ago. Like, that just doesn't make sense. None of the GPUs, none of the components actually need that much power. But yeah, 500 watt, it will be actually enough for everything. It won't be enough maybe for an RTX 3090, but do make sure to actually look at that yourself, because I'm not sure myself. But yeah, 500 watts will be enough for everything. If you just want to maybe spike it up a little bit, up to 600 watts, then your RTX 3090 Ti in the future will handle it no problem. But yeah, 500 watt, maybe not the RTX 3090, but anything below it will be no problem, boys. And up next, we've got the processor. This is a beast. So I know I'm a really big fan of Intel. I've actually never had a Ryzen myself, but boys, this Ryzen here is a beast. So $150, yep, it's a really steep price, but come on boys, this is quality. You are getting the best of the best. So yep, it's an AMD Ryzen 5 1600. So yeah, really good. It is on an AM4 socket, so that's really important. I did get the motherboard that supports this socket. So yeah, that's really important, because motherboards and processors, depending on their brand and release date, usually differ in sockets. So that's really important you choose the right motherboard, which we have for this video. So yep, 6 cores, 12 threads. 12 threads is super important for Fortnite gamers. Boys, if you are on Fortnite, you know the DirectX 12 option or the performance boost option, they essentially work from your threads. So yeah, the more threads you have, the more FPS you will get. So 12 threads is actually a beast number. So yeah, that's really good. And one really awesome thing that actually only AMD does, so yep, Intel does not do this, is they provide you with a thermal cooler. So as you can see here, boys, it's an AMD brand thermal cooler. Yes, it is not liquid, but come on boys, a fan cooler is still good enough, especially AMD. If they are shipping it with their processor, that means it's enough. So if you do want to pimp out your setup, you can get a water cooler, but come on boys, that's an extra cost we can't afford in this build. And again, just to make you feel safe, this cooler that we're getting with the AMD is completely enough. It's really good. And the motherboard itself, boys, this is the big guns coming in hot. This will be the actual face that will hold everything together, so the RAM, CPU, GPU, everything together in that beautiful white case. So yep, as you can see, it does support an AM4 socket, so that's the socket that we need for our CPU. Just quickly looking at the design, it does look very sleek. I actually had a very similar looking motherboard myself not too long ago, so the motherboard is actually fairly new. As you can see here, it was released in 2020 August, so that's a really brand new motherboard in terms of computer components. The motherboard does say that it supports a 3rd generation Ryzen CPU, so that's actually really good. We've got a Ryzen ourselves, it is compatible completely, and you can also upgrade even the CPU. We've not got the best CPU that this motherboard can handle, so yeah, you can use most Ryzen 5s with this one, so yeah, that's really good. It's a really good product, really good combo. That's really important. You don't want to spend too much on the motherboard and not enough on the CPU. You want them to be compatible and in a really good combo price, or it's just not like really good deal, because you want to actually spend more on the processor than the motherboard. And onto my favorite RAM, boys. If you've seen my previous video, then you know that this RAM, we used it in that PC build as well. And guess what? That's because this RAM is actually really cheap and it's really good. 2 sticks by 4 gigabytes at 2400 speed. That's a really good speed, and it's also DDR4. So if you are going to be upgrading your RAM in the future, do make sure that you're getting the DDR4 RAM and not DDR3. It's really important. DDR3 and DDR4 RAMs are never compatible on the same motherboard, so that's really important to look out for as well. And if you've got a PC lying around right now with like 8 gigs and you thought that you maybe could pop it in and bam, you've got 16 gigs now on your new PC, do make sure that you are running DDR4 and not DDR3 RAM, because that's just like literally unusable. I wouldn't even recommend you selling it. No one's gonna probably buy it. As the name suggests, DDR3 is actually an older version of the RAM, so that's why nobody uses it anymore. DDR4 all the way been that way for like 5 years, if not more. If you want to stream on the PC, then I recommend you getting the 16 gigabyte option. There you go, there you have it, this right here. You can actually select the capacity down below and select the 16 here. But boys, it does cost a lot more, so 70 bucks for 16 gigs, and yeah, it's 2 by 8 gigabyte sticks. I do want to emphasize that you don't need 16 if you will be just playing and streaming Fortnite. Warzone, like some really hard to run games, will require 16, but Fortnite, on the performance mode especially, it does not need 16. You will be fine with 8. 8 is more than enough for Fortnite. Drum roll, boys, here you go, the GPU. Here's the beast that you've been waiting for all this video. So yeah, this bad boy will power all of the PC, and just a really quick design overview. Can you see how cool it looks? Like, yeah, really futuristic. But nonetheless, boys, it has been released, I think, like 2 years ago or maybe even a year ago. Super clocked ultra gaming. That's really important, boys. Super clocked is actually means it's super clocked from the beginning. You don't have to overclock yourself, but you of course can, and you can get even more performance. And then ultra gaming, whatever that means, just an upgrade as well, so that's really good. In gaming, in Fortnite especially, this bad boy with the performance mode can pull 250 to 300 FPS. That's right, I will link a few videos in the description to actually get you some proof if you don't believe me that this bad boy on this build can run 300 FPS, because it definitely can. The performance mode is super important. I picked the CPU and actually the GPU to be the best compatible with the performance mode in Fortnite, because performance mode uses your CPU more. That's why we have so many threads on the Ryzen, and that's why I even went with the Ryzen and not an Intel. As you can see on this webpage, you can actually get other options here, but we don't need them. We actually want the super clocked, not the XC or the XC Ultra or XC Black. No, we want the Ultra Gaming Super Clocked Edition. Oh, I just noticed, guys, it has been sold out just now. That's actually really unfortunate, but boys, don't sweat it. That's how you buy a PC in 2021. You have to wait a little bit and you have to keep an eye open on them stocks, because boys, it will be back in stock, and when it will be 233 bucks like it was before. So yep, again, 233 $3 is a really good price, and you'll get even more performance. So if you compare the dollar to FPS ratio, you're paying $200, but you're getting 300 FPS in Fortnite. It's a really good deal, trust me. I know people that can't get even 200 FPS on their RTX 3090s because they just can't configure the Fortnite settings. They want to run 4K, 2K, ultra graphics, no performance mode, no DirectX 12. They don't understand how to actually configure Fortnite settings. Boys, if you are looking for a PC this exact day that you want one and you can't wait for them to get back in stock, which will take like maybe a few days or even a week maximum, then boys, you can actually get this one I found for $300 right here. It's a little bit worse option and it costs a lot more, so that's why I really don't recommend you actually buy it. Just wait for that to come back in stock. It's the best option that we have, and as you can see, only 5 left in stock. But again, I don't recommend you buy this one. It's a lot worse, it's older, it's worse, and it's also costs more. We don't need that, boys. Get the 1660 super clocked ultra gaming version, the one that I showed you. That's the one we want, and it will be back in stock very shortly. But this is it for this video, boys. I hope this build does help some of you formulate like an opinion, knowledge, or even get this build. It's really good. Then make sure to drop a like and a sub and share it with your friends. I really appreciate all the support that I'm getting. So yep, thank you again, boys. Thank you so much. We've recently reached 6.5k subs. That's a really big number for me. So yep, thanks again, and I hope I'll see you boys in the next video. And as always, peace. Hey guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy and find it useful. If you want to join my future Battle Pass and V-Box giveaways, do make sure to easily apply by subscribing and leaving a comment with your Fortnite username. I will be choosing 5 random people in the near future for weekly gifts. Peace.